Namaskar. Welcome to the lesson number 2 under the chapter number 2, Analysis Methodology. In this lesson, we are going to study important points in studying the self-signification of a planet. What are the important points we have to look into that while you are studying the self-signification of a planet? A planet can be a cuspal lordship for a favorable house for an event. A planet can be a favorable cuspal lordship planet for an event. Suppose for the event of marriage, the planet can be cuspal lord for, say, for example, 7th house. Its favorable strength is increased by the grouping of other favorable houses in OCC, CST, and CS that we already discussed. If no favorable houses are present, its favorable strength is less. A planet, if it is a favorable cuspal lordship for an event, its favorable strength is increased by the grouping of favorable houses in OCC, CST, and CSL. If there is no favorable houses are present, its favorable strength is reduced or less. Second point, its favorable strength is also increased by the favorable houses of the planet in its supports. Suppose that also we discussed in the previous one, the other way, that the planet is primary house for an event, 7th cuspal lord, it will get the significant support from the favorable key planets in the supports. That's what it is also said here. It's important points to be kept in mind. Third one, if the planet is cuspal lord for the favorable primary house for the event, or 1, Lagna, or 2, or 11 house, it will add favorable strength and also will get significant influence from the favorable support planets that we studied in the rules also. It means a planet is Lagna Lord or 2nd Lord or 11th Lord and also primary cuspal Lord. It will get significant influence from the support planets we studied under the rules. Here it is said that it is to be important point to be kept in mind. If a planet is having cuspal lord for the primary house for the event, or 1, 2, or 11 house, it will add favorable strength to the particular planet, and also it will get significant influence from the favorable support planets. I hope you would have understood. If the planet has got unfavorable grouping of houses, its favorable strength is reduced. It means a planet is cuspal lord for the primary house, and also it is having unfavorable houses in the OCC, CST, and CSL, then its favorable strength is reduced. Here the role of 8 and 12 houses will play significant role. It means out of the unfavorable houses, 8 and 12 also their unfavorable strength is going to be increased. That is the basic rule that is also given here as the important point to be kept in mind. Here we discussed the planet is a cuspal lord for the favorable house for an event. Favorable house for an event. Cuspal lordship. Suppose the planet is cuspal star lord for that particular, house, or favorable house for an event, or cuspal sublord for the event, the same way the rules are all applicable. But why it is given importance to the CL? Because that is the starting point, that is the owner, that is the source of the particular house matters. Similarly, on the unfavorable side, if a planet can be cuspal lord for unfavorable house for an event. As we discussed under the favorable, similarly on the unfavorable side also, unfavorable strength is increased by grouping of other unfavorable houses in OCC, CST or CSL. If no unfavorable houses are present, unfavorable strength is less or reduced. Second point is unfavorable strength is also increased through the unfavorable houses of the planets in its supports. That also we discussed for the favorable, same way for the unfavorable. Third one, if the planet is cuspal lord for unfavorable primary house for the event, or 1, 8, or 12, or Badaga house, it will add unfavorable strength to the particular event and also get significant influence from the unfavorable support planets. As we discussed for favorable, here we are discussing about the planet cuspal lordship. It is having unfavorable primary house, or Lagna or 8 or 12 cuspal lordship, or Badaga house is playing as the cuspal lord one planet. It will add strength, unfavorable strength, if unfavorable strength to the planet. If a planet is having unfavorable houses in self-signification, it has got unfavorable house in cuspal lordship itself, especially primary unfavorable house or Lagna or 8 or 12 or Vadaga lord, unfavorable strength is going to be significant. Similarly, those planets will also get significant influence from the unfavorable support planets. Fourth one, if it has got favorable grouping of houses. For the favorable, when we talked about, if it is having unfavorable grouping of houses, favorable strength is reduced. Here, for the unfavorable planet, if it is having favorable grouping of houses, its unfavorable strength is reduced. In the favorable grouping, the role of 1 to 11 houses will play a significant role. Suppose unfavorable planet having got favorable grouping of houses, especially with the 1 to 11 houses, that will be unfavorable strength will be reduced. So the significantly that the favorable strength is going to be increased. Next one. The same rules are applicable for planets with the cuspal star lord ownership and cuspal sublord ownership of the unfavorable house. We have seen that the important points what I have to kept in mind that we already discussed in the previous lesson. Most of the points have been repeated here, but it is to emphasize the importance of those rules as important points here. I hope you would have understood on this. In this slide, in continuation of the important points in self-significations, I'm going to brief you about the self-signification strength with the different combinations. Before that, you can see the same points I'm repeating, that if consequent levels, CL, OCC, CST, CSL, they are the levels in self-significations. Consequent levels are having favorable houses, it becomes favorable, more favorable key planets for the particular event. If consequent levels are having unfavorable houses, it becomes more unfavorable. If alternate levels are favorable or unfavorable, it indicates mixed. Alternate levels are favorable and unfavorable. It is a mixed key planet. Depending on the level and the grouping of houses involved, the strength will vary. Suppose in a mixed, significator, in mixed key planet, depending on the houses involved and where from CL to OCC or CL to CST, or how the grouping favorable or unfavorable are formed, based on that strength is going to be there. That will vary. Now, I have given in a table form the approximate strength of a planet in self-signification with the role of the favorable and unfavorable houses in different combinations. This is for an idea to get it, the influence of the favorable and unfavorable houses in CL, OCC, CST, and CSL levels. The table is given is only for your easy understanding on the strength. It is only to know basic impact of the favorable and unfavorable houses in self-signification in different combinations. The strength is given in the descending order. depending on the grouping of houses and through the support planets, and that strength will vary. This is talking about only the self-signification of individual planet. Apart from that, support planet influence also will either increase or decrease the strength. That also has to be studied along with that. That you have to keep it in mind. Now, one by one, I will explain. Favorable self-signification strength in descending order of combination. It means 1 to 8 combination I have given approximately for a favorable planet. Suppose the planet Cuspolard is favorable, OCC, CST, CSL, all are favorable. It is going to be the number one favorable significator. If CL is favorable, OCC is favorable, CST only unfavorable, and CSL is favorable. Out of the 4, 1 is unfavorable. That is CST. That is coming under the second rank. Next one is the CL is good. All the combinations are CL is good. OCC is unfavorable. CST is favorable and the CSL is favorable. So only OC is unfavorable. So this is when compared to second, this is going to be weaker. Then next one is unfavorable is CSL. All are favorable. The result is going to be unfavorable. Next comes two consequent levels. OCC and CST are unfavorable. CL and OCC are favorable. It means favorable planet ownership occupying unfavorable house and cuspal star lord for unfavorable house. So unfavorable and unfavorable CST are combinedly unfavorable, and sublord is favorable, cuspal sublord. So that way, unfavorable strength are reduced by the favorable. So that is coming under the 5th rank approximately. Then next comes favorable planet, OCC is unfavorable, and CST is favorable, and CSL is unfavorable. Because CSL is unfavorable and OCC also unfavorable. Though it is not in consequent levels, though it is in alternate levels, but OCC and CSL unfavorable is stronger. Na? So OCC and CSL in a planet is having unfavorable strength is increased than this. Here, OCC and CSL are unfavorable, but CSL is favorable, so that the strength is a little supported at the CSL. Here CSL is unfavorable. The next one is that 7th rank, favorable, but CST and CSL are unfavorable. Two consequent level, especially at CST, CSL is more unfavorable. The last one is unfavorable, and OCC, CST, and CSL. So a favorable planet in self, CL, how it is getting its strength through the OCC and CST and CSL by way of, say, favorable houses or unfavorable houses, the order of strength has been given in descending order. Similarly, a planet in CL is unfavorable. All planets, examples are given. Unfavorable CL, OCC also unfavorable, CST also unfavorable, CSL also unfavorable. It is going to be more unfavorable. So here, unfavorable strength is in descending order. First one is strongly unfavorable. Then next one is unfavorable, CST is favorable, and CSL is unfavorable. You can see consequent levels unfavorable, and that one level is star lord is favorable, so that unfavorable strength is little reduced. So when compared to the all levels are unfavorable, this is comparatively better. Next comes one level of the OCC. The next comes one level at the CSL. So when it is coming to the CSL, that strength is increased. So unfavorable strength is reduced as it moves down. Here consequent levels favorable are present, so it is stronger than this one. Here alternate levels favorable. Then you can see the 7th rank and 8th rank. 7th rank is CST and CSL are all favorable, and 9th rank, 8th rank is 3 levels. Only the source planet CL is unfavorable. OCC, CST, and CSL all unfavorable. It means it is not unfavorable. It is moving towards favorable only. So unfavorable strength is very less in this combination. I hope you have understood. So this is an approximate, idea to know the impact of the favorable or unfavorable houses playing in the self-significations to get an, approximate idea about the self-signification strength. As I said, other than this, the planet in supports also that will add some value to this self-signification strength. Apart from that, as we discussed under the important points and rules, if the CL is favorable, along with that, if it is Lagna or 2 or 11, and of course, primary house for the event it is playing, that impact is going to be different. It is going to be more. Similarly, on the unfavorable side, 1 and 8 and 12 and unfavorable primary house and Badhaga Lord, if they are the CL planet, of course, for the CSL also, we can consider they are going to play a major role. If suppose the CL is these houses, that planet is going to be, that unfavorable impact is going to be strong. As I said, when these planets CL is having such houses in self-significations, the support planets influence also will be significant. I hope you would have understood, the impact of the different levels ruled by favorable and unfavorable and mixed significations, and also the important points to be studied or kept in mind while studying the self-signification of the planet. Thank you. In the lesson number 1 and 2, under the chapter number 2, analysis methodology, we have studied basic rules in studying the self-signification of a planet, and important points to be kept in mind while studying the self-significations. So in the next lesson, I will be discussing about the complete signification, how to study a planet's complete significations by level to level study and its rules in studying the complete significations. Thank you.